here at Akron, you are racing the best kids in the world.
The competition is intense.
It's a one-shot deal. You don't get a second chance to lose.
The emotions run high.
Come on, Krista, go left.
This is the greatest amateur racing event in the world. This is the All-American Soapbox Derby.
The 69th All-American Soapbox Derby, presented by Levi Strauss Signature. Welcome to Derby Downs in Akron, Ohio, where thousands of fans have turned out to watch the largest field in Soapbox Derby history. It is billed as the greatest amateur racing event in the world, and we're here to bring it to you along with Jeff Faiula. I'm Vince Welch. Jeff is the general manager and historian for the Soapbox Derby. He competed in this event in 1966. This is his 48th consecutive year here at the All-American. Now, Jeff, a lot has changed since the very first Derby competition back in 1934. The general concept is the same, but we've had some tweaks along the road.
It sure has, Vince. Back in 1934, we only had one world champion, and that was Bobby Turner from Muncie, Indiana. Now we have 6 champions. We have 2 different classes. We have the All-American class, where you have to win your local race. Then we have the rally class, which you get so many points. If you haven't won the local, you can come here and go for the rally world champion. So at the end of the day, we will crown 6 champions, 3 in the rally, 3 in the All-American.
And for a closer look at the different Derby cars, let's check in with one of our reporters, Krista Voda.
We have a simple formula for you. Think color, weight, and rider style. If you see a red, white, or blue car, that is a stock. These are the youngest kids, so they have the least amount of weight. Their rider style, they are going to lean forward. Now, the lean forward style is also used for the super stock riders. They're a little bit older, so they get a little bit more weight. The big difference, as you can see, these kids can paint their cars any way they want. Then you have the Masters division. This is probably what you think of when you think of a Soapbox Derby car. The most weight allowed, but the big difference is the rider style. The cockpit lid comes up, the kids lay down. In fact, all you will see when they go down the hill, just the top of their official Derby helmet. Those are white. If you see a bike helmet like that, those are your stock or super stock kids. That's a visual tutorial on the outside of the cars. What about the inside? Here's the 4th member of our broadcast team, Shannon Spake.
We have our very own Derby cutout car right here. Let's go inside and show you what all these cars have. First of all, the brake. These kids are going to be going about 30 miles an hour when they hit the bottom of this hill, and in order to stop themselves, they push this brake in, and you can see underneath the brake comes out. Second is the weight. As Krista said, there is a weight maximum for each one of these classes. The kids want to be as heavy as possible. It will get them down the hill quicker. So if they don't reach that maximum, they'll add weights here, here. These are the weights that they add here and here. And finally, we have the steering wheel. It's inside. Now, these lanes are only about 10 feet wide, and it's only about an inch steering radius. The goal is to get out of the gate, find your line, get there as quickly as possible, and don't oversteer, because if you do, it could cost you the race. Vince, back to you.
Thank you very much, Shannon. Let's take a look, Jeff, at some of the action from earlier today. We had a heavy rainstorm move through this morning, and then in the early stages of the afternoon, and you see the effects of that here on this very wet track. Bobby Eagle in lane 1, Grace Egelhart in lane 2, and Jacob Matheny in lane 3. The blue car there on the left of Bobby Eagle will be your eventual winner. He's 13 years old from Spokane, Washington.
Sure is. Vince, you know, Bobby is one of the smallest kids to ever compete in the All-American, but as you can see, he's doing very well today and won that first heat.
And the stock division is generally where you begin when you first get started in Soapbox Derby competition. Here is Rally Super Stock, the next level up. Amber Starcher, Sarah Simpson, Rachel Dyer.
Sarah Simpson's sister, Haley Simpson, was our 1998 World Stock Car Champion.
Amber Starcher in lane 1 in a pink car, 16 years old, from Woodard, Virginia, is the winner. Rally Masters. And you see what Krista was explaining earlier. These are the lay-down cars.
They sure are. They're much faster. They actually totally lay down. You can barely see any part of them except their eyes coming out. They go about 35 miles an hour. They're much sleeker.
Emily Morris in lane 1 is your winner of this heat. Samuel Conkey, Adam Johns also competing. Emily, 17 years old, from Benton, Kentucky. Here's your All-American stock division, and watch Alejandro Reyes in lane 1, eventually disqualified, and Alec Torres had to change his line because Reyes kept coming over into his lane, and that caused the disqualification.
Sure did. Right here, especially, it shows it where, whoa, Alex had to curve over a little bit too much to the right. So they disqualified lane 1, and then lanes 2 and 3 reran again.
So Alec Torres, the 8-year-old from Orlando, Florida, and Corinne Woods over in lane 3, the 12-year-old from Valparaiso, Indiana, had a runoff, and Corinne Woods was your winner. Here's the All-American stock division. Catherine Craig and then Bianca Barrera in the blue car, Tyler Haddon in the red car, and there's a look at Catherine in lane 1. Bianca Barrera, your eventual winner. She's from Harbor, Alaska, 12 years old.
We have 2 different races in Alaska, and I'll tell you, it's really neat to be able to race all the way up there.
In your All-American Superstock class earlier today in lane 1, Mackenzie Schaefer, Yuma Naraoka from Japan, and Amanda Bush in lane 3. Naraoka in that middle lane, one of our competitors from the...
Yeah, we have 5 international countries today representing us, and Mackenzie Schaefer is all the way just from Youngstown, Ohio.
12 years old, your winner earlier today. All-American Masters, Brooke Finkbeiner in lane 1, Tyler Gallagher in lane 2, Annie Taylor in lane 3. Lane 3 on the right side of your screen, and Annie Taylor would be your eventual winner.
Tyler Gallagher was our last year's Superstock world champion from Portage County, Ohio. Came in a close second in that heat.
And take a look at rally stock. Now keep an eye on the right-hand side there. Mariah Hayes in the car put the brake on, and then the car took a hard left, and that guardrail can do some damage.
It sure can. The guardrail hit her pretty good, but believe it or not, Vince, she won the heat, so they're going to have to take the car back up, have her run down again. Maybe she'll be another Joey Lund and wreck and win it all.
Well, only time will tell, and we'll have live racing when we come back. The sights and sounds of the All-American
There's a future winner.
We can't wait. A beautiful day, despite the rain, at Derby Downs in Akron. The 2006 All-American Soapbox Derby, presented by Levi Strauss Signature. Find your signature fit at Target, Walmart, and Kmart stores nationwide. And in part by Talladega Nights, The Ballad of Ricky Bobby, starring Will Ferrell, in theaters August 4th. We're here at Derby Downs in Akron, Ohio for the 69th All-American Soapbox Derby. And let's check in with Shannon Spake. Shannon?
Thanks, Vince. All right, Jimmy Johnson is on his way, and some of you might not know that he's not the only NASCAR name with ties to the Soapbox Derby. Richard Childress is also involved. Him and his brother Larry used to race Soapbox Derbies all the way back in 1959 in their hometown of Winston-Salem.
I can remember walking all over Winston-Salem. It was 35 bucks to buy the wheels and the axles, and you had to build a car from that. And we were asking for $35 for sponsorship. And that's when I very first went out and tried to sell sponsorship. And I remember getting a company called Tuttle Lumber Company, I think was the name of it, that sponsored me, and my brother had a sponsor too. We built ours out of big old 2x6 Fords on the bottom, and quite a job. Most of it was done by hand. We didn't have no power tools. We didn't win the big one. You know, neither one of us won the big one. It was fun. You know, I never will forget the fun that we had with those things.
After a multiple-year absence, the Soapbox Derby was reorganized in Winston-Salem in 2006. The organizers approached Childress about sponsoring the event, and for the championship car owner, help support the Derby was an easy one.
I really wanted to do it and wanted to help the kids out and help the community, and I just think it's great to have families involved in it and parents, and let the kids, gives them something to do and gives them an opportunity to go out and find a sponsor and talk to the people about getting involved to building a car. So I just wanted, you know, I can give something back that was so good to me and gave me something.
Childress knows firsthand how the Soapbox Derby teaches youngsters important lessons, which are put to good use later in life.
I think one thing, it teaches them responsibility. You know, you got to be responsible to drive the cars down the hill. You got to be responsible to build them. It's the deal. You have to be involved to build the car yourself. In a lot of cases, a lot of the kids today go out and find some of their own sponsorship for the car. Hopefully we at RCR can help promote the event to try to get more people involved in it and more kids involved in it.
Now, since this was the first year of reorganization for the Winston-Salem event, they only ran the stock class. But with Richard's help, they're hoping to run both super stock and stock next year. For more racing, Vince, take it away.
There you see NASCAR Nextel Cup points leader Jimmy Johnson getting ready to strap the helmet on and go down in a celebrity race here at Derby Downs in Akron. And he's going to have his hands full here in this race against Stephanie Iglesias, Jeff.
He sure is. You know, Jimmy might be the next points leader right now, but Stephanie's got a lot more time on this track than Jimmy does. And of course, Jimmy goes around circles. Stephanie just knows how to go straight down the hill.
Now, what kind of cars are they racing here in this celebrity event?
These are our adult cars we built about 10 years ago, and they work out great. Almost anybody can get in them. We had Bob Golick that weighed about 310 pounds last year from the Cleveland Browns. He raced in one, and somebody as small as I am can race in it. It's real easy.
Well, they are underway.
Uh-oh, where's Jimmy going? I'm not sure he's going the right way. Watch Stephanie cut right over just like she should. Jimmy's trying to hide, though. You notice, Vince, you don't even see his eyes dead or anything.
There's Jimmy Johnson. You can see on Stephanie out of the corner, and he's all hunkered down and ready to go.
I think he's bobbing. You aren't allowed to bob at Derby now. What's he doing? And it's Jimmy Johnson by about 4 lengths.
I think they're going to take that car directly to tech.
I think so. I agree with you. Let's get Helen over here and look at it.
Chris Devoda is down with Jimmy and Stephanie as well.
She has a lot more runs on this hill. Did you have some sort of aerodynamic advantage? Do you think it was all weight?
I believe it was all weight, and I can guarantee you that I didn't see anything. All I did was look out the side. It was looking at the white lines going by, so I don't even know what that hill looked like. I should look back up there and see it.
All right, we're going to see a lot more of Jimmy Johnson. He's going to stick around and do all the trophy duties, so we'll be seeing a lot more of him, Vince.
We'll be back with more from the Soapbox Derby Rally class. Welcome back to the 69th All-American Soapbox Derby, presented by Levi Strauss Signature. Okay, let's take a look at the brackets for our rally stock and our championship heat, and we'll see the 4th place heat coming up in just a moment, featuring Dennis Van Fossen, Nicholas Martin, and Bobby Eagle. William Myers, Michael Bridges, and Abby King will be in the championship heat. Let's take a look at that 4th place heat from just a moment ago. And in lane number 1, you've got Dennis Van Fossen from Barberton, Ohio. Lane number 2, Nicholas Martin from Tijeras, New Mexico. And lane number 3, Bobby Eagle from Spokane, Washington.
You know, Dennis Van Fossen, Vince raced in over 80 rallies. He was our national points champion. Looks like he did very well today. Made the top 6.
Left-hand lane, lane number 1 in the white car. In the middle lane, it's Nicholas Martin, and it's Nicholas Martin in winning the 4th place heat. So Nicholas Martin finishes 4th at the 69th All-American Soapbox Derby. Dennis Van Fossen is 5th, and Bobby Eagle is 6th. And let's check in now with Shannon Spake. Shannon?
All right, we're here with Jimmy Johnson, who won his heat, I guess, today, or his race. So you were telling me this was your first time on Derby Downs. What was it like going down that hill?
I didn't really see much. They said stay low, and the big frontal area on the car, I just stayed tucked down and low and was kind of driving off my peripheral vision down the mountain, and saw that I was pulling ahead, and as I'd stick my head up to look where I was going, I could feel it slow the car down. It's amazing how much drag really affects those little cars. I did win, but I don't think it was fair. I had her beat by at least 100 pounds. So
yeah, not being able to see wouldn't be a good thing in the 48, huh?
No, and believe me, there were points where I was going down. I'm like, you know what, I see I've got the lead, but I don't know where I'm really going, and I'd look like a fool if I crashed right now and all these kids watching, but luckily I kept it straight between the lines.
All right, Jimmy's going to head up and hand out some trophies, so back to you, Vince.
Well, and the trophies are going to be presented here just shortly because we're getting ready for the stock final, the rally stock final between William Myers in lane 1, Michael Bridges in lane 2, Abby King in lane 3. William Myers from Rock Hill, South Carolina, Michael Bridges from Scottsdale, Arizona, and Abby King from River Falls, Wisconsin.
That's really spreading the cities out, isn't it, Vince? I'll tell you, they're just from all over. We have them as far away as Maine to San Diego, California.
California has had 11 All-American champions. Ohio, really the hotbed of soapbox derby with 26 All-American champions. This, however, is the rally stock final. William Myers in the blue car in lane 1. Michael Bridges there in the yellow car. And Abby King in lane 3, the white car on the right side of your screen. This is for the rally stock world championship.
Close between all three of them.
29.20 seconds. A photo finish, and they're taking a look to see who indeed is the winner. Lane number 2. Lane number 2, Michael Bridges from Scottsdale, Arizona, with William Myers in lane 1 coming in second place. So Abby King, third place from River Falls, Wisconsin. William Myers from Rock Hill, South Carolina is second. And there's Michael Bridges from Scottsdale, Arizona, being presented the winner's trophy.
Our world champion. A little bit of confusion down here because everyone was kind of waiting. It was such kind of a photo finish when you're sitting in that car wondering, okay, did I finish first, second, or third? What's going through your mind?
Well, I was kind of going to do it for my dad because he's helped me all the way through this and everything, so I was hoping that I won.
Where is your dad right now?
He's on the top of the hill, probably.
So who do you think was screaming louder on the inside, you or your dad?
No idea.
That could be a toss-up. This race was not. Michael Bridges is your rally stock world champion.
Congratulations. As you take a look, Michael Bridges is the winner.
Yes, William Myers, Abby King, Nicholas, Dennis, and Bobby. We had 1 girl and 5 guys in there.
Well, and any time you've got racing, Jeff, you've got somebody maybe trying to bend the rules a little bit, and I'm sure that's happened before.
Sure has. We had one big scandal in 1973. Jimmy Gronin from Boulder, Colorado, had a magnet in the nose of his car, and it pulled him. The paddle falls, and the car accelerates. In this case, because the magnet was so strong on that nose of the paddle, pulled right with him when he went down the hill, and it gave him an advantage. He won the world championship. We x-rayed the car over at the blimp hangar the next day, disqualified him. We've only had 2 of those in the 69-year history of the race.
Well, I think that says something about the integrity of the event. 2 times in 69 years. That's pretty impressive.
Right, that's a pretty good average.
Well, of course, with racers coming from all over the globe, we have 6 different nations represented in critical day here at the Soapbox Derby. That's where the playing field is really leveled. If your car is set and ready to go from the first time, you get a VIP sticker. If not, you have one opportunity to make sure that car is right.
First thing they want to do, parents come on up here and they're looking in the barn and they're either looking for the VIP sticker on their car or they have either an orange or a green sticker. The orange and green sticker is either minor or major repair.
I guess I expected to be a VIP.
change a couple washers. The glue wasn't sticking real good on the foam. And they do a drawing for a kingpin drop. We were lucky enough to get that, so we have to show that the kingpin is loose in there. They're very good at making sure every car is exactly the same, so nobody has any advantage over the other.
Our whole process here is to try to make every car in the barn equal.
I guess my only question is they want another R washer under here?
Okay.
Does that just go on top of that, or does it got to go here? The R washer will go underneath. Underneath, so you need 2 R washers then? Yes.
Let me look at the red.
What it is, Doug, if you look at this here, usually the eye comes out in the front.
Right, that's what I want.
And then you end up with a wrap. So he's off a half a wrap.
Okay, and then we got to cut off the eyebolts.
Right there.
Yep, I understand. I'm just going through it. And then change the washers.
Stephanie's going to take care of that.
Okay.
I'll start lopping off that screw, get that out of the way. And,
get your Allen wrenches in?
Yep. I want to bring the whole hacksaw.
You get your picture taken on top of the hill.
1, 2, 3.
Right here. Good job. From there, we go into the scales.
Hey, hop in, Jim.
We have a choice here.
More racing when we return to the All-American Soapbox Derby. Welcome back to the All-American Soapbox Derby, presented by Levi Strauss Signature. Super Stock Rally. And this is the 4th place heat. Nathan Cattell, Joel Hansen, and Courtney Rail will be competing in this heat. We'll have the championship heat to follow. 4th, 5th, and 6th places being determined by this heat race. Nathan Cattell from Camden, Maine in lane 1. Joel Hansen, Gibbon, West Virginia in lane 2. Courtney Rail from Mechanicsville, Maryland in lane 3.
The Rails have done very well on this hill, Vince. I think one of her cousins was 2nd place one year, and another cousin was about 7th place back in the early 90s. They've done very successful on this hill. It's like Courtney Rails maybe edging out this time. It's real close between all 3 of them. 2, 3, 1. Which one is it?
28.96 seconds. Again, the photo finish. There's a photograph at each line, and now we're going to take a look. Lane number 2. Lane number 2, Joel Hansen will be the 4th place finisher. The 5th place finisher is Courtney Rail, and the 6th place finisher is Nathan Cattell.
Joel's from that great city of Charleston, West Virginia. They've produced 3 world champions and about 10 top 9. They've done great over the years in Charleston.
Now we're ready for the championship race of the rally class, Super Stock. And again, rally simply identifies that these racers had to accumulate a certain number of points to be able to make it here to Akron for the World Championships.
It's the middle division of the 3. By the way, Vince, I think the girl's going to win this heat. What do you think?
We've got 3. In this one, Megan Cahill in lane 1 in the green car, Catherine Phillips in the silver car there in lane 2, and there's a look at Olivia Murphy from Lafayette, Indiana in lane 3.
Well, they're very close in lanes 1 and 2. They're really hugging the line. By the way, Megan Cahill was in the New York Times a month ago. Got great publicity in there. Whoa, what a close one.
Another close one, and just as you would expect when you're talking about the World Championships, you can imagine how close they are going to be at the finish. And boy, I'm glad I'm not having to call that, Jeff.
Me too, Vince. I'll tell you, that was mighty close there. Which one?
Lane number 3. Lane number 3, Olivia Murphy from Lafayette, Indiana, is your winner.
That's the first time Lafayette, Indiana's ever won an All-American or a rally title, either one of them, from the great Hoosier State.
Olivia Murphy, 12 years old, from Lafayette, Indiana, attends Wainwright Middle School, being presented the championship trophy by Jimmy Johnson, the NASCAR Nextel Cup leader, and Chris DeVoda is down there with her.
That's right. Jimmy Johnson just handed Olivia her trophy, and we had a final made up of all women. That's what I'm talking about. How did you beat your competitors?
I just focused on everything that I had to do, and I paid attention to the track and didn't goof around that lot.
What was harder, coming down that hill or having to hold this heavy trophy for this long down here?
Coming down the hill.
Congratulations. She is your Rally Superstock World Champion.
Congratulations to Olivia. Catherine Phillips finishing second. Megan Cahill third, with Joel Hansen, Courtney Rail, and Nathan Cattell finishing out the top 6. Olivia Murphy, the Rally Superstock World Champion. Rally Masters 4th place. Heat getting ready to run, and you see the competitors getting ready to go down the hill. Lydia Gibbs, Casey Pruden, Brianna Hollerick. Lydia Gibbs in lane 1, Casey Pruden, Bowling Green, Kentucky in lane 2, and Brianna Hollerick from Birdsboro, Pennsylvania in lane 3.
Brianna has that real pretty car in lane number 3, and Casey was in the top 9 about 2 years ago. I think he was 4th place in the Masters division, Bowling Green, Kentucky. And it looks real close with Lydia also, another real close one. Wow, Vince, I don't know about that one.
At what point, Jeff, did the finishes begin being photographed?
Of course, they've been taking pictures ever since really 1935.
Taking 6th place in the Rally Masters division of the 2006 All-American Soapbox Derby. Lane number 1 from New Fairfield, Connecticut, Lydia Gibbs.
The 4th place finisher will come out of lane 2. Lane 2, the 4th place finisher, Casey Pruden from Bowling Green, Kentucky. The 5th place finisher, Brianna Hollerick from Birdsboro, Pennsylvania. And in 6th place, it's Lydia Gibbs from New Fairfield, Connecticut.
Casey got 4th in the Masters division in the All-American competition just 2 years ago. He likes that 4th place finish. That's pretty darn good. He's going to get a huge trophy today.
Here is the championship race in Rally Masters. Again, these are the lay-down cars, and the Rally class is where points were accumulated to make it here to the World Championships at Derby Downs in Akron. Alexandria Torino in lane 1, Kyle Blair in lane 2, Scott Reed from Fredericksburg, Virginia in lane 3. Kyle Blair in lane 2 from Newcastle, Pennsylvania. Alexandria Torino from Campbell, Ohio in lane 1. Right down to the finish. This one not quite as close. Congratulations, Scott Reed, the 16-year-old from Fredericksburg, Virginia.
He did a great job driving today, and I think either his cousin or his sister placed 3rd about 2 years ago from Fredericksburg. In this race for quite a while, the Reed. Big boy there. Look at him, Vince. He is huge.
16 years old, the first Masters Rally champ ever from Fredericksburg, and Chris Devota's downstairs with Jimmy Johnson and the champion.
He's got to put his shoes
Well, he
on.
won the race, but he lost his shoes. As he gets his shoes back on, Scott Reed will get his championship trophy. I know you are so psyched, but what I really want to know is, was it all the driver or this awesome paint scheme that you have on the car? What was the secret?
The driver.
Oh, of course, the driver. Yeah. Well, what was the strategy? How did you win this race?
Just tried to keep it straight, as straight as I could until the end.
Are you going to be a race car driver like Jimmy Johnson when you grow up?
Probably not.
Probably not, but it doesn't matter because he's a world champion today. That's Scott Reed.
Well, what a thrill for Scott Reed, not only to become the world champion here today, but to have that championship trophy presented to him by Jimmy Johnson. Congratulations, Scott Reed, the Rally Masters world champion here at the 69th All-American Soapbox Derby. We'll be back with more from the Soapbox Derby All-American class. It's a day that changes the lives of some of these young competitors, the day that they are crowned world champion of the 69th All-American Soapbox Derby. The All-American stock competition about to begin as we will race 3 heats, the 7th place heat, the 4th place heat, and the championship heat. And the world champion of All-American stock will be crowned out of that championship heat. There have been 151 All-American Soapbox Derby champions since 1934, and we are about to crown 3 more in the stock, super stock, and masters division. This is the 7th place race. The winner of this heat will be the 7th place finisher in All-American stock. Cole Christensen from Kodiak, Alaska in lane 1. Michaela Wolbrack from North Huntington, Pennsylvania in lane 2. And Catherine Bart from Oxford, Michigan in lane 3. And it's going to be lane 3. Catherine Bart getting the 7th place finish with a time of 29.28 seconds. So congratulations to Catherine Bart from Oxford, Michigan. Jeff, we talked about some of the various states in which these racers come from. Where have the most champions over the years hailed from?
Most champions, of course, have come from the state of Ohio. They've had 26 world champions. I think California is second with about 15, and Indiana has about 12 or 13 for the top 3 states. But it's really neat to see Kodiak, Alaska in the top 9. That's the 3rd time that Alaska's been made the trophy round, as we call it. They did a great job.
Here's the 4th place race. The winner of this race will be 4th in the All-American stock. Jacob Daniels from Vermont. Maddie Quinn all the way from Pleasanton, California.
2 blues and a yellow. What a close seat. It looks like could be lane. Which one is it?
Looked like maybe lane 3 in the yellow car. Maddie Quinn from Pleasanton, California. Let's get the official result. Yes, lane 3. Maddie Quinn from Pleasanton, California. 4th place in the All-American stock division. Getting ready now for the championship race, and you see the Dale Earnhardt representation as the drivers are getting ready for this World Championship race. You see what it means. This is to have a chance to race here at Derby Downs.
Here's 2 of the biggest cities in the world, Anderson, Indiana, and Ohio, going at it again.
Brittany Catterfield from the state of Washington in lane 1. Michael Neely from the Akron area in lane 2. And Riley Davis racing out of the Anderson, Indiana site.
Riley Davis' 2 uncles were the world champions in 1957-59. Terry and Barney Townsend. There's the whole Townsend gang. Is it going to be Akron again? Is it Anderson, Indiana? Which is it?
Looked like lane 2, and that would be Michael Neely. Let's get the official call, and it is Michael Neely from North Canton, Ohio, raced out of the Akron race location. field is second, and Michael Neely is your winner. Krista, that is the...
Is full of emotion right now as he climbs out of his car. He goes and hugs last year's Masters champion, Stephanie Inglesakis. Michael Neely, congratulations. Here's your trophy from Jimmy Johnson. I know your car is painted up like Dale Earnhardt, not painted up like Jimmy Johnson, but that's okay. I don't think he...
I can't believe it. This is awesome. I mean, it's taken me 6 years to win my local, and I finally win it. I beat my brother. I had to beat him twice, and I did it. I double-phased him twice, and he's probably hating me a lot right now, but I really don't care. It's just awesome. I can't believe it.
Congratulations. That's what the Soapbox Derby is all about. Michael Neely, you need to go home and put that trophy right in front of your brother.
Take a look at the All-American stock results with Michael Neely taking home that World Championship trophy today.
You know, Vince, that's the 12th time the great city of Akron, Ohio has got the gold jacket. More than any other city.
Getting ready now for the All-American Super Stock, which is the middle division of the three. You've got Stock, Super Stock, and Masters. And Super Stock, generally a little bigger competitor, maybe a little older competitor. The Super Stock car can weigh a little bit more.
Yeah, they're the same length, but they weigh 230 pounds instead of 200. You can paint those cars. Much bigger kid, actually, a bigger kid does better in them because he fills up the hole better. You can see all three of those kids fill it up real well.
Albert Blake from Derby, Connecticut in round one, or in lane one. Sam Wright from Nebraska in lane two. And Michelle Gallardo from Los Angeles in lane three. And that dark-colored car on the right-hand side of your screen. And it's close at the line, but it looks like Albert Blake. This is the 7th place race. Blake there in the yellow car in lane one, and it is Albert Blake. And Blake is hearing impaired.
Blake is hearing impaired. He did great today. A 7th place on that. He understood how to drive that track very well and got 7th. That is super for the boy.
Now the 4th place race in Super Stock. The winner of this event will finish 4th. In lane one, Anthony Hunt from Lancaster, Ohio, 15 years old. Jennifer Bukowski from Pennsylvania in lane 2. And Hannah Zoller from Lyndhurst, Ohio in lane 3.
Hannah Zoller, her grandfather was the runner-up in the 1946 All-American. Dick Zoller. And is she going to get 4th again? It looks pretty close from here. She could. I think she did, man.
Hannah Zoller in that pink and blue car. 4th place, 2 years in a row.
3 years in a row. No one's ever done that. That is great, Vince. Super. 4th place, 3 years in a row.
Getting ready now for the Super Stock Championship. All-American Super Stock. Sally Sue Thornton from Redding, California in lane 1. Lewis Nelson from Indianapolis in lane 2. And Kobe Garnhart from Winnebago, Illinois in lane 3.
Sally's sister was our 1992 world champion. And she was our 92. Boy from Indianapolis, he's doing very well. And Kobe Garnhart was our 2003 Stock Rally world champion. So we could have 2 sisters win for the first time in history. We could have a 2-time champion or another champion from the great city of Indianapolis.
Whoa. Was it the yellow car of lane 1? Was that Sally Sue Thornton in lane 1? It was.
Sally Sue Thornton. Her sister was Bonnie Thornton, the 1992 world champion.
Sally Sue Thornton winning the All-American
We've ever
Super
had
Stock.
2 girls win the All-American as sisters. First time in history, right there. She's so, she is startled. Look at that.
The celebration is on in the Thornton family. Let's check in with Chris Devoda.
That's right. Jimmy Johnson hands Sally Sue Thornton her trophy. And I know this is big for you because your family has been involved in Soapbox Derby Derby for a long time. I have a feeling you probably had to get some bragging rights on somebody else in your household, right?
Everybody.
Talk about, too, what it means, because your sister won this to your family.
It means a lot. Like, every one of my family members have raced for so long. It's just like everything.
So this trophy probably has some other trophies to keep it company, huh?
Yes, it does.
All right, that is their world champion in the super stock division.
What a great day for Sally Sue Thornton and the entire Thornton family, with Nelson finishing second and Garnhart third. Sally Sue Thornton, the super stock champion from the All-American class. Next, the All-American Masters Finals, the top division, the layback cars. From Derby Downs at Akron, Ohio, the 69th All-American Soapbox Derby, presented by Levi Strauss Signature. The 2006 All-American Soapbox Derby, presented by Levi Strauss Signature. Find your signature fit at Target, Walmart, and Kmart stores nationwide. And in part by Carfax. The 69th All-American Soapbox Derby, presented by Levi Strauss Signature. From Derby Downs in Akron, Ohio, we are ready for the All-American Masters 7th place heat, followed by the 4th place heat, and then the championship heat.
These are really the real sophisticated cars. You know, these are the laydowns. These are the ones that go the fastest. These take longer to build, but they're really neat looking. This is the traditional race, the big one, as they say. Here we're off and running for 7th, 8th, and 9th place. You see, lanes 1 and 2 are pretty close together, especially 2 almost went over the white line there, real close.
Patrick Carr in lane 1, Scott Crosby in lane 2, Ryan Haddix in lane 3.
Close. Another close one.
Look like lane 2. Remember, this is for 7th place. This is the 7th place heat. So the winner would be 7th place, 2nd place would be 8th place, and 9th place would be the 3rd place finish. Scott Crosby from Tallahassee, Florida, your 7th place finisher. Ryan Haddix from West Virginia was 8th, and Patrick Carr 9th. This is the 4th place race. Morgan Anderson from Scotts Mills, Oregon in lane 1. Sean Mitkus from Philadelphia in lane 2. And Clark Chisholm from Wisconsin in lane 3. The winner of this event is 4th in the All-American Masters.
Sean Mitkus has been racing about 7 years. His grandfather's in charge of our regional directors. His grandmother's cheering on. He had 4 aunts. They're all excited. It looks like a real close.
Waiting for the official call, but certainly looked like lane 3, and it is lane 3. Clark Chisholm from Verona, Wisconsin. 4th place at the All-American Masters. And that sets the stage for our championship race. The All-American Masters Championship event. The winner will be crowned world champion. The All-American Masters.
We had the right results up here in the 4th, 5th, and 6th place seat, Vince, but the announcer, we had a little problem, and that's why the fans are going crazy right now behind us. But this is the granddaddy of them all right here.
Johnny Wheaton from Virginia in lane 1, Garrett Kaiser from West Virginia in lane 2, and Missy Cahill in lane 3 from Centennial, Colorado.
Waynesboro had the champion in 1997. The other 2 have never had a world champion. Could very well have. New City, Nebraska's been in there for years, haven't won since Kenny Klein in 1967. in Martinsburg, West Virginia. West Virginia has won since '96 with Jeremy Phillips. It looks pretty close. What do you think right there? And I think it is.
Lane 2, Garrett Kaiser.
Garrett Kaiser.
Kearneysville, West Virginia. Garrett Kaiser raced it out of Martinsburg, West Virginia. Calls Kearneysville home. Jefferson High, and he is the winner.
You know, his car's not even painted. That's just primer on there, and he won the world championship. Shows you don't have to have the slickest car in the race to win it all. There he is.
Jimmy Johnson, the NASCAR Nextel Cup points leader, presenting the winning trophy to Garrett Kaiser. We'll talk with the winner when we come back. The 69th All-American Soapbox Derby.
Welcome back to the 69th annual Soapbox Derby. We have just crowned our 2006 Masters champion. Garrett Kaiser, do you like the sound of that? How's that for a title?
Yeah, it's awesome.
And you said you've been here quite a bit. Tell us about the road to racing. I mean, why do you race? Why do you put in all the time and the hours? Why do it?
I really, I just didn't want my childhood to be just sitting around the house, you know?
I think that's words to live by for a lot of these kids here. 500 and some competitors. Jimmy Johnson, thank you for joining us as well. And Garrett, I think Shannon Spake is standing by with somebody who's also pretty happy about your win. Shannon?
Yes, this is Fritz, who's Garrett's dad. I got to ask you, who's more excited, you or your son?
Probably me.
Yeah, how does it feel to have your son be the champion of this event?
It feels great. We just came here for the show. We didn't think we'd perform at all. But as it worked out, he just kept going, you know? Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
Garrett Kaiser is the champion of the All-American Masters. Missy Cahill finished second, and Johnny Wheaton is third. Congratulations to Garrett Kaiser. And here's a look at the world champions at and Masters, or the rally champions as well. Remember, we crowned 3 champions out of the rally division: Michael Bridges, Olivia Murphy, and Scott Reed. And then the All-American champions: Michael Neely, Sally Sue Thornton, and Garrett Kaiser. Congratulations at the 69th All-American Soapbox Derby. For Jeff Iula, Chris Devoda, Shannon Spake, and Jimmy Johnson, I'm Vince Welch. Thanks for joining us from Derby Downs. This presentation has been brought to you by ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.